Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to build a complete leopard gecko breeding setup. This can also be used for anything like ball pythons or any other kind of animals that you want to breed. But for specifics, I'm just going to show you how to do it the leopard gecko way, at least because that's what I like to breed. But like I said, this is under $200. It can be cheaper depending on how smart you are with buying your stuff, but I'll just go ahead and go through and show you what I got here. Alright, so if you're going to breed leopard geckos, it's good to have a whiteboard just to write down weights or do a Punnett square or whatever. You can get these cheap. I'm not going to include this because you don't need it. You can use paper or whatever, but it is a good idea to have a whiteboard to have handy. One of the most important things that you're absolutely going to need is a incubator, and this one right here is a Hovabator. There's the model and everything. You can get these online for about $50 on different reptile supply stores. But a little trick is if you have a Tractor Supply or some kind of farm store nearby that sells like grain and all sorts of farm supplies, they will have incubators. And most of the ones that they carry are actually a little bit nicer than the Hovabators. They have a digital screen that you can bump the temp up instead of having to use this inaccurate little thermometer turner thing, and they're actually like $35 at most Tractor Supplies and stuff like that, so you can save quite a bit of money on that. Another thing is completely optional. We'll actually do the scale first. It's good to have a scale to measure the weights of your animals. I believe this scale right here is $15 at Walmart, and it does grams and everything. You just got to turn the baby on, and then you run through, boom, you can measure in grams. Pretty cheap but vital in especially a leopard gecko setup. This is completely optional, but you could add this to your setup. It's a mealworm farm. As you can see, I've just got two tubs. The bottom one collects the eggs, and then this top tub has my beetles in it, and then that middle part has a screen for the eggs to fall through. So that's also optional, but can be a good idea if you want, to start breeding your own mealworms and save some money. The next thing would have to be your tubs that you're going to get for your leopard geckos. These you can spend as much or as little money as you want to. These are 16-quart tubs for my adults. You can put babies in there too if you don't want to, waste money on getting 6-quart shoe boxes, which most people use for hatchlings and stuff like that. But a 16-quart tub can work for all of them if you want to. So that's what I have right here. I've got 6 adult leopard geckos right now that I'm starting with. I'll just run through to show you what they are. These are 2 snow radars. These ones are hypo tangerines, and then I got bell sunglow at the bottom and another hypo down there. And the next thing you're going to need is something to shelve all these animals. What I got right here is actually a shelf from Lowe's, a hardware store that is pretty much all over the US. I got this particular shelf for on sale for about $80, I think. I can actually go see what the exact brand is real quick. It's in the closet. It's called a muscle rack, and they go for $80. And you can build them however you want to. You can make it 2 tiers, but I've got it set up to where the tubs fit perfectly, so I can just slide it out, put it back in, and it's easy. Another thing you're going to need for your leopard geckos is heat. So what I'm using here is some heat tape from Reptile Basics. It's not Flex Watt, it's their own brand of it, and it's really cheap there. It's a lot cheaper than the Flex Watt, and it works great. It's pretty easy to wire up. Just look up a tutorial on YouTube. There's plenty of people who show you how. And what I've got here is I bought a 6-foot strip of this and cut it into 2-foot sections, and just spread them to each rack. So 3 total strips, but a 6-foot long strip from reptilebasics.com cost me, I think it was around 20 something dollars, and flex watt plus all the stuff you would need with it cost a lot more. So not bad, but basically I've got it wired in parallel, so they are all connected and they go into one cord. If you want to see a video on how to wire this stuff up, let me know and I'll make a video on how to do it. It's really not hard and it works really well. So I need to get some actual thermal tape to put on there because it's better than just the strip of grill tape I have on there. But the heat tape is going to be your best bet. It works great. The tubs slide easily under it, so that's what you're going to want, and it's cheap from Reptile Basics. Another thing you're going to need is some kind of pump. These go from anywhere from $5 for a small one to $15 for something like this. It's good to have a big one though, because you can put a lot more water in there and it's more efficient just spraying with this. So that's a definitely must-have to keep your humidity up for your leopard geckos. And the next two things that you're going to need are really important too. Are these two staples. Now you can use any kind of calcium you like. Right now I'm using Repticalcium, but I would recommend that you get some, I think it's called osteo something kind of calcium. You can get it on Amazon. A lot of big time breeders use it and swear by it. That's what I've actually got coming in the mail, but you can use whatever calcium you like. That's good quality stuff. This is Zoomed, so it's not bad, but it'll work. And then you're also going to want to get some Vionate. This is a 2-pound tub of it. It doesn't look that big, but it is. And this is really good vitamin supplementation for your geckos. They actually love the taste of this stuff and they lap it up really well, and it keeps your geckos nice and fat and healthy. So what I do is I take a little, if I can find it for you, I take a little Tupperware thing and I mix 1 part of this and then 2 parts Vionate. So I have 6 geckos. So in that case I use 6 1/4 teaspoons, or tablespoons, I'm sorry. No, it's actually teaspoons. I'm going to use 6 1/4 teaspoons of calcium, and then I'm going to use 12 1/4 teaspoons of Vionate. Mix that up really good because it tends to clump, and then just put a heaping scoop of that on top of their mealworms, and they'll eat the powder and the vitamins as well as the mealworms, and it keeps them really healthy. Other than that, this is really basically all you need. A few people might be complaining about how, oh no, $200 is really expensive for a setup. Well, what I have to say about that is a lot of racks cost $200. Sorry about that, I got a call and it cut my video off. But what I was saying is most racks you get are over $200, and this costs under $200 for all of this. So and if you don't have $200 to spare for breeding, you probably shouldn't be breeding in the first place. So this is a good alternative for, you know, people who have the money, who want to save money on a small breeding project. But anyways, as always, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, leave me a like. Subscribe if you want more. Let me know if you want to see how to wire the tape up or do anything else reptile related. Just let me know, and have a great day.